So Mitula Group, the first thing I probably have to say is Mitula Group is not a portal, okay? We do work in the same classifieds, online classifieds industry, but we're not a portal. The reason we are in the industry of paid search advertising, which is the fastest growing sector in advertising online, and it accounts of 40% of the whole advertising that is online. So, so for example, Lamudi, Carmudi, Axel Springer, they are customers of Mitula Group, okay? So what's our business model? So for us, what we do, it's basically we talk to the portals around the world. What we tell them is, listen, why don't you send us your listings, your ads? We take those listings, we put them all together into different portals, and we get visits to our site, and we then send them the click back to their sites, and we try to monetize that, okay? I'll show you an example here. This is how, for example, I think it's an example of domain in Australia. Domain listings are listed in Mitula, Australia. We are only a two-page site. We don't have a detailed page, and what we do is we send them back, once the user wants to know the detail of an ad, they go back to the original portal, in this case, domains, okay? How do we monetize? Okay, we monetize two ways. There's, and obviously, I will tell you later, but we operate in 44 countries, and so it's definitely, it's almost the same in the 44 countries, but we made revenues through Google AdSense, obviously not in Russia, and sometimes not in China, whatever, but and CPC, direct CPC, okay? Direct CPC meaning the clicks that we send back to the portals, and AdSense, it's from Google, as you know. Okay, this is the 44 countries where we operate. We operated with two different brands. One is Mitula, and the other one is Nestoria. I will tell you later how we acquired Nestoria. And in this, as you can see, these 44 countries, one thing that they have in common is that, yeah, the 44 countries, they all have real estate, jobs, or cars, portals. But obviously, there's a different market when you're talking about UK or when you're talking about Philippines. So it's also different the way that we, our strategy to monetize in each of these markets, okay? Now I'm gonna show you a few slides, the ones that, you know, we all like, from bottom left to top right. This is total advertisers in the last 3 years, so 2 years and a half. As you can see, we have multiplied by 3 total advertisers. Being an advertiser, for example, Carmudi in Indonesia. Being an advertiser being, for example, Lamudi in Philippines. Okay. Total listings, we now have over 270 million listings around these 44 countries in these 3 verticals: jobs, cars, and real estate. Total visits were over 50 million per month. Total click-outs. Why is this an important KPI for us? Because we don't engage the user to stay with us in the portal. What we want is to send the user back to the portal, okay? So for us, it's very important that we can convert. For us, a conversion means that we get a user, and the user likes an ad and clicks on the ad and goes back to the original content. Some financial numbers here. We are a listed company in Australia. We listed last July. I have another slide for that one, but just to let you know, well, this year, this is a business that it's very profitable, as you can see, and there's nothing underneath EBITDA. So it's basically revenues and expenses. This year, calendar year, we're going to do over 22 million Australian dollars in revenues and 10.4 EBITDA, which is almost 50% on EBITDA margin. And we like it. At 12 months for June, it will be 26 million and 13, and this is what it is in the prospectus. This is the forecast that is in the prospectus when we launched and when we listed the company back in July. This is the strong quarterly revenue growth. As you can see, we're still growing. This is all organic growth, no acquisitions, and it's a pro forma. We did an acquisition, but it's pro forma already. So it's a 43% year-on-year growth on the quarter in revenues. And, well, as I said, Mitula, it's a global, so because we always get this, we are listed in Australia Stock Exchange. Why Australia? We are based in Madrid. We have offices in Manila, in Madrid, here in London. Well, because none of these 44 countries, it's more than 10% of our revenues. We have revenues from 44 countries. Why not? We could list it anywhere else. Well, Australia, it's a good market for online classifieds. So we listed in July with a market cap of just over 150 million Australian dollars, and now around 200 million Australian dollars. Well, Marco was very insisted in us talking about competitors. Well, just to tell you, you probably know Trobit from other years. Trobit was sold to a Japanese company called Next. They used to come here. This year, obviously, they're not coming. And it was sold for 80 million euros last year. And that's our main competitor. They do exactly the same as us. They're in the same countries that we are and the same verticals that we are. There was another competitor only in real estate that operated in 9 different markets. It was called Nestoria. We acquired this company last May. So yes, we took some market shares from this one. Okay, so thanks a lot, and I'll be around today, so if you have any questions. Thank you.